What's up? It's your neighborhood Pusha. I'm out here in Vancouver, and you check it out, HipHopCanada. Yeah. My legacy is definitely, when this is all over and done with, you know, you can say Pusha was a great rapper, you can say anything you want, but you gotta say that I made a way, and I made a way for a lot of people. I've been in this game and it's been teeter-tottering, you know what I'm saying, being in music and being in the world and in the streets. And, you know, I've watched a lot of my friends just, you know, end up in jail. And you know, you begin to think about it like, damn, you know, it's a little bit disheartening when you're on stage every night and when people who are part of what you were doing are in jail for, you know, tens of years. And, you know, you're on stage, you're on TV. When you just think about that, it doesn't make sense. And, like, I'm not doing this shit for fame. You know, you gotta really, when shit like that happens, you have to put everything in perspective. Like, I'm not doing that to be up here for fame and waving at people and shit. Like, no, I'm really here to, like, be here to provide so my friends don't have to end up, and my family don't have to end up, and I don't have to end up in positions like some of them are. So it's like, nah, that's not cool anymore. I own 2 stores, a clothing line, and been in a rap game 10 years. Like, real shit. I've never been into movies and shows that didn't have a theme that didn't basically relate to life in some manner. Like, it's so bad that I don't even watch today's horror films. Today's horror films don't scare me. Like, it's horror films that are from back in the day that, you know, that are like more people horror oriented, like, you know, not fictional character Kruger type shit. I was never into all of that. You know, I'm not moved by, you know, everything anymore. It was one time where I was moved by everything. I wanted everything, all the chains. Remember, the chain had to be the biggest, the longest. You know what I'm saying? I found myself, I buy watches now with no diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this is about is just helping and providing and making a way and just being lucky enough to do something that I love and that people think I'm good at. I think it was in the Trouble in My Mind video, I said that I could bring the hipsters together with the thugs. And you know, it's wild because, you know, like the college kids and the hipsters that are like into Pusha T, they're like, oh man, you know, he speaks intellectually about street shit. You know what I'm saying? And they like really pick up on that. They say my metaphors are a little bit deeper than most. They say you know, I draw parallels between things that, you know, most rappers who rap about what I rap about don't do. But you know, then you got the street cats who, like, when I'm in you know, in the grimiest club I can be in Philadelphia, who tell me they relate to everything I'm saying just because they know the authenticity of the instances that I'm speaking about. They know about you know, they just know about those things, and it's just it's pretty good. Like, I love it, man. I love the dichotomy and the diversity of my crowd. Like, I just love how it breaks down. You know, people always speak about, yo, me and my religious quotes and so on and so forth, but I think that's a part of life. Like, you have to acknowledge, you can't just acknowledge all this worldly stuff and not acknowledge that, you know, God, heaven, hell, you have to acknowledge it all. I think that's what draws people into my music, the reality of it. You can't just glorify it without, you know, speaking of the ramifications or the, you know, just you know, the end result of all of this. You know, in the Clipse, like, you know, there was an honest having to step up to the plate mentality. For me, anyway. My brother is 5 years older than me. My brother was rapping before me. He's the first person I thought could rap, so on and so forth. And you know, so I had to be up here always. I had to always step up. I know there was certain levels, certain criteria. You know, now it's easier to get a little lazier. You know, it's easy to get lazy, but you have to draw those inspirations and draw that drive from, you know, the Big Sean's, you know, Ab-Liva. You gotta be able to, like, you know, be able to be critiqued and be able to be like really just you know, everybody has their eyes on you, so you know they're not gonna let me fall. They're not gonna let me slack. If it's whack, they're gonna be like, that could be harder, you know, and they're gonna let me know. The mixtape is called Wrath of Caine, and it's just 100% street. It's like it's lyric and perspective driven, but it's like no compromising at all. Like all the records were immediately just made off of feeling. Like it wasn't much thought about anyone else. You know what I'm saying? It was about the fan who loved just what I do, and that's why I made it. We've been thinking about coming back together and doing a Clipse project, and that just depends on, you know, if he's done and I'm done, when, you know, if the times meet up. But we've been speaking about it. We've spoken to Pharrell about it as well. If Good wants it, you know, that's fine. That's good. That'd be awesome. I just, you know, everyone was always interested in the Clipse album. You know, the solo thing was something that happened because Malice wanted to write his book at the time, so I was sort of thrusted into the solo thing. But yeah, I think you know, I think we're gonna see what's to come in the near future. I am Siamese. The tug of war opens the door in, try to rip me apart and see what's inside of this pinata.